right there with you. We've never, or at least I've never seen a leader like this. No other president had made me feel like their army is worth fighting in. Protecting this nation, protecting this leader is worth fighting in. Investing in this nation, I would just send money if I know it's helping making his vision come to fruition.
Hey, Shalom, brothers, Shalom. This is Brother Ahawad of GMS Toronto, coming back with another one. And this rise of the militant black man is part two, because we've already had this militant movement that goes back to the 70s, the 80s, right? Because before the 70s, you had the hippie movement, which really the hippie movement was the MK Ultra movement, right? Meaning the mind control movement, where the government experimented on their citizens, right? Go and check out my brother's page, History of Yaikwab. History of Yaikwab does an excellent breakdown on the experimentation that the government has done on the people through fluoride in the water, through LSD, lacing people's drugs, spraying drugs in different parts of the cities, right? And also the food, the poisoning of the food, genetically modified organisms. You have the barium oxide that's in the air that they spray, which is known as chemtrails, right? So this society has been destroyed for a long time. So there was a rise to action from, the militant black man, going back to the Panthers, these different cult of personalities, like Marcus Garvey, and so on and so forth. Like, what's his name? Carmichael. You have a guy by the name of Carmichael from Kwame. No, I don't remember his name, but his name is Carmichael. You have people like Jesse Jackass. You have people like Al Sharpton, he was an FBI informant, right? So we know that he was infiltrated and he worked for the government, right? But I say all of that to say this: the rise of the militant black man with this new leader, Toure, is giving so-called black people hope. But your hope is in vain, because really and truly, you should have faith, right? Hope is good, but you're not supposed to put your hope or your trust in a man. You're supposed to put your hope and trust into the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, because His only begotten Son is the only one that can deliver you. This man, right, Toure, he cannot deliver you. Doesn't matter. Because remember, okay, he's not dealing with France. He's not dealing with America. He kicked France out and all that good stuff. How about the international bankers? You think he could stop doing business with the international bankers? No way, Jose. No way, Jose. This is all for naught. This is all to lead you silly so-called black men and black women back down a rabbit hole where you won't be able to find your way out again. Right? That's why a lot of you joined the Black Panthers and you ended up in jail. You ended up dead. You ended up beaten. You followed a movement thinking that it was going to give you liberation, right? Or give you some type of freedom. And all it did was destroy your own community. After Black Panthers, were we more together, or were we more divided? Because the movement, the Black Panther movement, was always a leftist, fascist, communist movement. That's all that the movement was, right? They want to militarize you people, so then the government has a reason to militarize their police. Oh, we need more boots on the streets. We need more guns. We need better weaponry. We need better armor. We need better cars. And then the government can invest in their police force. So this is all a big game, man. Now, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, and it reads, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again," right? That word just meaning bondage. It says, "with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto you," or unto thee. "Thou shalt see it no more." What won't you see again? Your homeland, your freedom, your autonomy, rulership, the land flowing with milk and honey. You won't see that you won't see that anymore. You won't see peace. You won't have joy of your children. Your wife is going to be a harlot in the streets. We won't see perfection again. Until now, it says, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. So who are the Caucasians? They're our enemies. They are our enemies because we were sold into captivity. Well, not all of us, right? Some so-called black people were sold into captivity, not all of us. You had a lot of so-called black people that traveled to America all on their own with their riches from Europe. You have a lot of so-called black people that were already living here, right? The 10 tribes were already over in the Americas, right? Before the Caucasian came back into power during the Renaissance, right? It reads, for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy thee or buy you, meaning save you, right? That's an old Quaker English term meaning to buy, right? Which is save. No man is going to save you. Why can't no man save you? Because this is your punishment. The only entity or only man that can save you is going to be Yahushai. He's the deliverer. He's literally the deliverer. And until then, there's going to be no charismatic personality, no cult of personality that is going to be able to deliver us no matter what they do. Because every one of these guys, when time passes by, usually find out that they're working with one of the international bankers, whoever it is. There's always a reason behind when these different leaders are propped up in the world. Because best believe the international bankers can touch anybody in the world. There is nobody that is safe from the international banking cartels. Nobody. There's people in his own government, this guy Touré's own government, that will kill him if one of the international bankers said to do that. If the international banker said, yo, get rid of this guy in 2 minutes, somebody has to get rid of him in 2 minutes. That's how the international bankers are. They don't play the games that you people play. All of this. Oh, look at him. He's such a strong black man. And hey, listen. Even if he is, right? Let's say he is a strong black man. He's doing that for his people. It's his people that he's doing that for. He's not doing that for us. He's doing that for his people. Now, this is Acts chapter 4, verse 12, and it reads, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. And the name is not Ibrahim Torre or whatever his name is, right? I'm not saying the man is good or bad. I'm not saying anything, right? I just know in this society, under this rulership, he can't make it unless the international bankers want him to make it. He can only be sponsored if an international banker sponsors him. That's how that works, right? There's too much resources, that's just how the international bankers work, man. If you don't know that, you just don't know that. Let's go back to the video.
I believe in everything this guy does, and I've yet to see another leader like this. So I want to see this through.
So you've never seen a leader like this. That means that you don't know the Most High. You don't know God. You don't know you don't know the leaders that he set up. You've never seen a leader like Moses, right? You never seen a leader like Joshua, right? You never seen a leader like King David. What are you talking about? This man is not even he's not even an Israelite. Well, I don't know if he's an Israelite or not, but yeah, I can't say if he's an Israelite or not, but only thing I know and what I could tell you right now, he's not a follower of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. He is not. I think he's a Muslim, right? So a Muslim can't lead you to salvation, right? But hey, you guys rock out, man. You guys rock out.
I did African Americans, just African people of the West, Jamaican people, Haitian people. If you're black born outside of Africa, you are welcome. Oh my God, this guy's doing all the things. Everything makes sense. Everything isn't to line his pockets. It's to make this nation healthier and
now what nation? What nation are you talking about? The nation of black? There is no such thing as a nation of black. Black people is not a real thing. That's a social construct that was created. There's no such thing as black people or white people. That's not a thing. You don't know your lineage. So you're trying to align yourself with something that looks like you. But guess what? If you go to Sri Lanka, right, you know what you're going to see? You're going to see people that look like you. You're going to see dark-skinned people. If you go to the rural parts of China, right, where you have like you have the nice houses, no apartments, mostly farming areas. You're going to see there. You're going to see a lot of dark-skinned Asian people. I'm talking about real dark. Real dark. You go all throughout the world, man, and the indigenous people of the world are dark. But guess what? They're not all Israelites. They're not all our people. You don't just go around the world and be like, hey, you're black? People are going to look at you like, what are you talking about? They're not going to, they don't, people of the world are tribal. They don't even speak the way you so-called black people speak. You black people speak with ignorance. You speak with ignorance. Because you're telling other people, oh, yo, you're black too. And they're looking at you like, what is that? I know my father's 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 father. And you're telling me that I'm black? No, sir. I go back to the tribe of so-and-so. That's all they know, which is better than you black people. Because you black people don't even know who the fuck you are. You're lost. You're trying to support everybody instead of for supporting the Most High and his son. Because you're lost. Now, this is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14, and it reads, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro. Why? Because the scriptures is the anchor, right? I need to make another lesson on that, man, because a lot of people come into this truth and they get persuaded by many things. Let the prophecies, let the word of the Most High be your anchor. Everything else we can worry about when we're in the kingdom, right? I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm not fighting with nobody. And unless it has to do with the prophecies. We're dealing with the prophecies right now. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble. We're not in the time of debate. When everything is revealed unto us, and when I'm talking about everything, I'm talking about history of the world, the history of people, we can talk about that in the kingdom. Right now, we should be worried about prophecy. We should be worrying about judgment, which is Jacob's trouble that is already here. We should be worrying about the MOTB and World War III and pleasing Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That's what we should be worried about. That's exactly what we should be worried about because we have everything that we need contained in the word of the Most High. All the prophecies are here. All the prophecies are here. So what more would we need? We're literally waiting for two major prophecies, and the two major prophecies that we're waiting for go hand in hand, which is the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, the RFID technology, and the third woe, the Third World War. Because remember, once the MOTB is made mandatory throughout the world, things are going to move quickly. The scripture says while he is eating, while he is filling his belly, the Most High is going to rain down fire on his bumble clot. You Edomites are going to be done. It's the end of your kingdom. Remember, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. When Jacob's hand held first Esau's heel. So remember, while Esau's going down, we're coming up. He's being pulled down and we're being pulled up. So everything's going to happen quick, man. It's going to happen quick. It says, and carried about with every wind of doctrine. Hey, and that's not only talking about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It's also talking about these different leaders as well. Because these different leaders, these different movements, what do they bring with them? They always have a manifesto of some sort, right? Their idea of how they want the world to look like or how they want the world to run, right? This guy, let's see if we can find his talking points. Now, this is from ChatGPT, and it says, Captain Ibrahim Traore, who assumed leadership of Burkina Faso following a coup in September 2022, has articulated a vision centered on national sovereignty, economic resilience, economic self-resilience, and cultural revival. His agenda encompasses several key areas, right? Which is, right, like they laid out in that little short synopsis. So economic sovereignty and resource control, which is good, right? It says nationalization of mining, establish the state-owned society de participation, minier de whatever, to oversee key gold mining operations, aiming to retain more wealth within the country. Right, that's good. Domestic gold refining, suspension of artisanal gold exports. Okay, cool. Agricultural and food security. That's good. That's what men should do, right? We should produce. Cultural revival and decolonization, promoting a traditional attire. Exactly. His traditional attire has nothing to do with us as so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? That has nothing to do with us. Nothing at all. It says a traditional hand-woven cotton textile in official settings to bolster national identity. And that's what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be doing, right? You should be figuring out your own identity. But you know who's doing that? The brothers on the highways and byways are doing that through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. When you see us on the highways and byways and we're wearing our garments with the fringes on it, that's our attire. That's our promotion of our traditional attire. That's what we're doing. But you know what you so-called blacks are saying? No. We want to follow this guy. Well, if you follow him, you're gonna have to follow him to thing too, to the Muslim belief system. Okay? Because he's a damn Muslim. It says legal system reforms. He replaced colonial era legal attire with traditional blah, blah, blah. Language policy. Languages over French. Emphasize the use of local languages. Exactly. You so-called Negroes don't know about those local languages because they go back to different tribes. Right? It says over French in official communication to promote cultural autonomy. And you so-called black people, your language or your tongue is supposed to be the Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, not those tribal tongues that they speak in Burkina Faso, right? Anti-imperialist foreign policy, expulsion of French troops, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? They don't care anymore. They don't care anymore. Even in Canada, they're trying to cut back on police. They don't need as much police, right? They don't need to monitor you. The only thing the elites want you people to do is to take the MOTB. You think the elites care if you people kill yourselves and you destroy the cities? The elites do not give a fuck as long as you guys have the MOTB. As long as the dollar collapses and everybody switches over to the MOTB, the elites are living good under the earth. They have underground cities under there. They don't care about you people. You guys could stay up here, do gangbang, do drive-bys, drill culture. The elites do not care about you protesting, about you burning down buildings, as long as you fucking people put the MOTB in your body. Because guess what they have ready for you? They're going to have androids, robot dogs. So this whole world is going to be ran off of institutions, right? Grocery stores and things where you won't even be able to go in unless you have a MOTB, unless you have the RFID. You people won't be able to go inside those places. You won't be able to buy food. You won't be able to pay your rent. So you won't have a home. You think the elites give a damn? The elites don't give a damn, man, because you're going to have to come under their way of life, their new economic movement. It says government and social equality, blah, 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 security and military. Well, in the kingdom, we won't have war anymore. So we don't need to build up no military. Why would we need to build up military and security when we have the Most High and we have His Son? We have the Most High and we have His Son. We don't need no damn military. We're good. Our military is the angels, right? The host of heaven. Youth empowerment and education. Increase, improve access, quality, vocational training, environmental sustainability. That's good. It's amazing. Right? What's wrong with that? What did he say? Hold on. Promoting renewable energy. You're going to invest in renewable energy sources such as solar power. Okay, it's cool. Sounds good. Sounds like something somebody at the UN would say, but hey. Healthcare. Okay. Yeah, these are all good things, man. These are all good. Let's go back to the video.
Dear and stronger. It's unfortunate that that's revolutionary, but it's revolutionary nonetheless. I'm with it.
Yeah, so you see, you so-called militant black men, you're getting ready to have a revolution against who? against the colonizers. That's what you call them. You call them the colonizers. Well, guess what? Those colonizers are on their way out. They're on their way out. And even people like Abraham Traore, well, guess what? If he's not an Israelite, he's on his way out as well. Right? But only time could tell. Right? So I just wanted to make a quick lesson. Nothing long, nothing too deep. Right? I hope you brothers were edified. And keep this in mind as well. More information is going to come out on this guy as time moves along. All right. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I'd like to say double honors unto the elders and elder apostles of GMS that rule well and that teach well, and to the brothers on the four corners of the earth doing this work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom. Till next time, Kwame Asharallah.